Let's say we have an aqueous silver nitrate solution, and we decide to stir in some table salt or sodium chloride. At first, everything is dissolved and the solution is clear. But after a few moments, all of a sudden, a white powder begins to appear in the middle of the solution. It grows, and the white powder collects at the bottom of the flask. What is this substance, and how did it form? This substance is silver chloride, and it formed as a result of combining silver nitrate and sodium chloride, which results in this double displacement reaction. Both of the reactants are water-soluble, so in solution, silver nitrate splits up into silver ions and nitrate ions, while sodium chloride splits up into sodium ions and chloride ions. These substances do this because the interactions these individual ions can make with multiple water molecules end up being more energetically favorable than the interactions they make with each other in the solid lattice. So the ions dissociate with one another to surround themselves with water molecules. But if we look at the products, we notice that one is water-soluble and one is water-insoluble. There are certain ionic substances that are not water-soluble because the interactions made in these particular lattices end up being more energetically favorable than the interactions the individual ions could make by surrounding themselves with water molecules. So the substances remain solid, or if they are not already solid, they may solidify if these ions find each other in solution. So the reason this white solid formed is because silver chloride is not water-soluble. So as silver ions and chloride ions found each other in solution, they stuck to one another, making better interactions than they could each make with the water molecules around them. After enough ions stick together, you get a solid that is large enough to see with the naked eye, and this solid that forms and collects at the bottom is called a precipitate. That makes this a precipitation reaction. We can refer to tables that summarize solubility rules in order to predict what kinds of substances will be water insoluble and therefore precipitate out of solution when formed. Many or even most ionic solids are water soluble, but here are some notable exceptions, like silver or lead halides, various sulfates, and a few other things. So if you mix together two ionic solids and the result of their double displacement reaction results in a different ionic solid that is a water-insoluble compound, according to this list, you can expect a precipitate to form.